Future Funk, it's still on! All right, we fixed it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tabletop Nonstop. I am here with our final guest of the afternoon. Micah, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Before we get started, I do want to remind everybody that after this interview, we are going to be giving away a digital copy of Cassie Mothwin's Clean Spirit. So make sure you go ahead and type in !giveaway into the chat. Cassie Mothwin is a tabletop RPG designer and illustrator. Her games seek to deliver more than you expect in rewarding and thoughtful ways. Learn more about her projects at cassiemothwin.com. All right, Micah. So why don't you go ahead and give us an introduction to you and who you are and what you have for us on Crowdfundr.
Hi. Thank you for having me on. I'm Micah. I am an illustrator and cartoonist. Among other things, I make a comic called The Sparrow, which is like Percy Jackson meets the X-Men, but more gay.
Yes.
And I do an annual calendar called the Hunks and Something calendar. It's themed. This past year I did cocktails. So each month had an illustration of a guy who represented a cocktail and then a recipe to make that cocktail. You know, you can hang that in your kitchen as a nice conversation piece.
I love that.
And then for Tabletop Nonstop, I'm doing in collaboration with Steve Kenson from Green Ronin. We're doing the sort of pilot episode of Fantasy Men for your tabletop role-playing game. So we're starting off with Regulus the Sorcerer, and our plan is going to be kind of like a series of sort of drop-in NPCs. We're building off of Pathfinder, but we're going to try and kind of like write it so that it's suitable for any system. That way, if you don't play Pathfinder, you play D&D or some other fantasy, you can still have material to use. So
Yeah. Because this is such a visual project, I'm just gonna dive right into sharing, because I think that is the nice thing to do is to share. And I want to know, what folks are going to get when they back. So, for example, I'm going to go on and I'm going to pledge, and I'm going to push you over the 2/3 mark.
yes.
That's a hint. That's a hint, chat. Somebody do that. I'm going to push you over that 2/3 mark. And I'm going to pledge for Regulus Numerius. What am I going to get?
Okay, so you're going to get a PDF folio that has like his background, his personality, role-playing notes. There's going to be, I think we have 3 adventure hooks to help you bring him into your games, whether it's like a one-off NPC or like a long-term member of the party. Enough information to kind of use him as like a PC seed. So if you want to make your own character either as him or based on him, and then you'll get the cover art. There will be another full page piece inside. There will be a token visual for virtual tabletops, and then stats. And we're going to stat each character at several levels so that regardless of where your campaign is, you can bring them in without having to do too much mechanical legwork. And then, hopefully, and anyone who backs we're going to seek their input on, what kinds of guys they want to see us do next. Because we've got so many options. Like there's endless possibilities.
I have ideas.
So,
as a fellow men lover, I am, I've got some thoughts for you. I think this is fantastic. I am if any of my game masters across any of my games are listening, I'm gonna send you a copy of every single one of these men for absolutely no reason at all. Uh,
No reason.
well, yeah, just if you want to add Regulus to your your game, and actually, because my favorite thing, about NPCs is that they're hot and also their personality, I guess.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about who Regulus is. Who is this
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. So he is something of a lazy rich boy. Um, he has that very knows he's hot um, attitude, but he kind of tries to make it look effortless, like it just kind of happens. He, wakes
Mm,
up with the perfect bedhead type of energy. And his story is that, one time he was in a bathhouse taking a soak, and his friends decided to play a prank on him, and thought that maybe they'd embarrass him by stealing his clothes. And he, being a sorcerer, used an illusion to cover up. But then he's like, you know what? This kind of works for me. So now he fashions illusionary clothing to show off, and he holds parties where you never know if somebody's wearing what they look like they're wearing, or if you're
oh my
talking to a
gosh.
statue that is made to look like a person. So yeah, he's a party boy with a heart of gold.
My type. Um, I'll be honest. I have a feeling that a lot of the men in your Fantasy Men series will end up being my type. But I would like to ask, so this is the first one, right? And
Mhm.
you're doing pretty well.
Mhm.
We're almost at 2/3. So heck yeah, chat, get in there and go make Regulus a fantasy reality. Um, is this your first time doing crowdfunding?
No, so this is probably my eighth
Nice.
crowdfunding. This is my first one on Crowdfundr. And I was pointing here, Grady from the Gallant Goblin. Um, when you guys were first mentioning tabletop nonstop, he was like, "Hey, you should do this," and I was like, "Oh, yes, I should. This sounds like a great idea." And so that's. And then the more I looked into Crowdfundr, I like what you guys are doing, especially for a project like this that'll have multiple installments as we go. It makes it really easy to just be like, you bought Regulus, here's more of the same, or
Yeah.
similar products, without having to do like a separate website to direct people and everything. So
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I love the crowdfunder feature where they,
Mhm.
they sell, and it's typically like a comic feature, right? Of there's one campaign and you can have multiple campaigns and sub campaigns underneath it. Um, and I don't know if that is your plan for the rest
Oh yeah.
of the men. Oh, a whole full of
Yes.
men. Can you
Yes.
boil just a little bit for us who might be next if Regulus
So
wins?
um, the one that's sort of most fully formed in my head is a half orc medic, a doctor. Um, so that's who I'm going to pitch to Steve next, I think. But you know, there's some others that might work too. And like I said, anyone that gets Regulus, we're going to find out from all of our backers and supporters. Here's a few of our next thoughts. Which one do you want to see the most?
Ooh, yeah. So, Chad, if you love to vote in a poll, get on that. One thing about me, I love to click an option
That's
among a
right.
list of
Me,
options.
me too. Even if I'm not 100% sure what's going on, I'll do
Yeah,
it.
I love to click. I love to have a choice. That's what it is, I think. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, here's a question that I definitely want to ask. Because you mentioned in your page that Pathfinder 2e is your favorite fantasy
Yes.
role playing system, and as someone who has now played 2 sessions of Pathfinder 2e, for those of you who are following the tabletop nonstop lore, the first Pathfinder project that we had on Crowdfundr Thunder, I had I had not yet played Pathfinder, but now I have, and I'm eager to learn, what your favorite aspect of the Pathfinder system is.
So mechanically, it's definitely 3 action economy. It's just so elegantly simple. Like, I wasn't sure about it till I started playing it, and then I started playing it. I'm just like, this is so easy. I don't have to remember what type of action is what, or can I do this thing? It says right there if I can do it. And then in terms of flavor, just how diverse and vibrant their default setting is. You can really tell the writers put so much of themselves into the world that they're building, and it's beautiful to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh. Well, so have you put Regulus in any of your games, or encountered Regulus in a game?
So, well, a quick history. I'm going to pull my first D&D crowdfunding was the Strapping Lads, and Regulus is in this book. His original, and he was the most popular character.
I see.
So this is 12 D&D guys of different classes and pinup style. And I did it sort of like as a in-world magazine with interviews and stuff. But Regulus was the most popular, and when Grady brought up Tabletop Nonstop to me, I had been thinking about doing something with him for a long time, because I did a one-shot with some friends shortly after my Strapping Lads book release, and somebody played Regulus in that. I was like, this is really cool. So yeah, I haven't done much with him since, and then this time this project came up, and I was like, I know exactly who's perfect for this idea. And there he is, Regulus, new, a little bit redesigned with better hair and
With a system conversion too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. We love a boy who can do it all. Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder.
Exactly. And any other fantasy system, he'll just hop on over and say hi.
I wouldn't put him in Blue Rose. I don't think think he would do very well in Blue Rose, but I think he would do pretty well in Fantasy Age. In Blue Rose, they would be like, "Sir, put some pants on."
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Micah, is there anything else that you would like to give the chat before we sign off?
No, just thank you for having me on. I really appreciate everything y'all have been doing this month for all of the campaigns. I've seen people I didn't even know were crowdfunding, and it's been really cool to see all the projects people are coming up with. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for being a part of it. An event like Tabletop Nonstop is only as cool as the people who are making cool stuff for it. So thank you as well. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, Micah. Goodbye. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.